There comes a moment in every man's life when he decides to walk away, not as a game, not as revenge, but as a realization that his presence was a privilege, not a right. And when he does, something shifts. The woman who once took him for granted now begins to feel his absence. But what exactly happens in her mind? What does she feel when a man she once had decides to leave? This is not about power over someone else. This is about power over yourself. And today, we will break down exactly what happens inside a woman's mind when you walk away, with the wisdom of stoicism guiding the way. Pause for effect. Transition into main content. 1. The immediate reaction, shock and denial, minutes 2 to 6. At first, she might act as if she doesn't care, but this is just the surface. Human psychology works in predictable ways. The comfort of presence. People don't realize what they have until it's gone. Cognitive dissonance. Her mind struggles to accept that you're truly gone. Denial sets in. She tells herself, he'll be back. He always comes back. Ancient Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." At this stage, her perspective is clouded. She believes she is still in control. But the truth? You've already changed the game. The emotional shift, confusion and reflection, minutes 6 to 10. After the initial phase of denial, something deeper starts happening. She starts to wonder, why isn't he reaching out? Is he really done? Memories resurface. Every moment, every conversation starts replaying in her mind. Doubt creeps in. Maybe she was wrong. Maybe she misjudged his value. The psychological principle at play, the scarcity effect. Humans value things that are rare. The moment you remove your attention, your value increases in her mind. Epictetus taught us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In other words, the less you need her, the more valuable you become in her perception. The power of walking away, regret and realization, minutes 10 to 15. Now, the real transformation begins. Stage 1. The ego struggle. She doesn't want to admit she cares, but she does. Stage 2. Internal conflict. She starts reevaluating the relationship. Stage 3. Regret kicks in. She asks herself, did I lose something truly valuable? At this point, her emotions are unpredictable. She might try to reach out casually, test the waters, or even pretend she's fine, when deep down, she feels the void. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." The Stoic man doesn't waste time chasing validation. He understands that walking away is an act of self-respect, not manipulation. The 2 possible outcomes. Her next move, minutes 15 to 19. There are only 2 possible paths from here. 1. She comes back, but on different terms. If she reaches out, something fundamental has changed. She sees your value differently. But here's the key. If you take her back, it must be on your terms. A true Stoic does not react emotionally. You set the standard. 2. She never returns. And that's your victory. Because at the end of the day, you proved to yourself that you were willing to walk away. You didn't chase. You didn't beg. You stood firm in your value. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, accept the things to which fate binds you and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This means we must appreciate what we have, but never fear losing it. Conclusion. The final Stoic mindset, minute 19 to 20. In the end, Walking away isn't about playing games. It's about knowing your worth. A stoic man doesn't seek validation. He gives it to himself. He doesn't beg for attention. He commands respect through his actions. And when he walks away, he does so with purpose, not out of spite. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where your presence is taken for granted, remember, you are not just an option. You are a man of value. And a man of value never begs to be chosen. He simply walks away and lets the world realize what it lost. Final touches. Background music. Deep, cinematic, emotional. Visuals. Stoic philosophers. Ancient wisdom. Modern psychology animations. Voice tone. Slow, deep, calm, and powerful.